This is the plaintiff, Yanni Gonzalez. She says she bought furniture from the defendant's store, and when it was delivered, her new linoleum floor was ripped up. The defendant offered to give her a set of lamps for free to cover the damages, but she just wants her new floor fixed. As far as the lamps go, thanks, but no thanks. She's suing for $450, the amount she's owed. This is the defendant, Payment to Sinajad. He says he was present when the plaintiff's furniture was delivered and everything was done and set up in perfect condition. The plaintiff then called him complaining she saw a small tear in her floor under her dresser. Now he knows his guys had nothing to do with it. Thinks the plaintiff tried to move the furniture herself, causing the damage, and is now trying to pin the blame on him. He's accused of ripping a customer a new one.
Okay, Yanni Gonzalez, you are suing Prestige Furniture, represented here by, pronounce your last name.
Tusinajad.
Okay, what he said, Mr. Tusinajad.
Yes.
Tusinajad. You are the owner, correct?
Correct.
All right, you're suing them for $450, $300 of it for a floor they damaged, and $150 to pay somebody to move the furniture they delivered in order to put a new floor. Tell me what happened.
Correct. On March, I went into Prestige Furniture Store. I purchased a bedroom set from them. The day they delivered the bedroom set, after the delivery guys left the home, I noticed the rip.
And the rip is in your floor. And what kind of flooring do you have?
It's a linoleum floor.
Linoleum?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a picture of the rip?
Yes.
And why hadn't you noticed it before?
Because I didn't walk into my bedroom until like 15, 20 minutes after the guys left.
You weren't there while they were delivering your furniture?
I was sitting in the living room because I just had oral surgery 2 days prior to them delivering.
So were you watching them deliver it or not?
I kind of. I'm not going to say I was there the whole time that they were in the bedroom.
Was your husband there? Wow.
No, not really.
Did you remove the furniture in order to take the pictures?
No, Your Honor. I can't move
Well, then I would see the dresser in these pictures, because you're saying that this one's under the dresser, and I assume you couldn't make yourself a tiny little person with a tiny little camera and go under the dresser and take it, so I assume you had to move it in order to take the picture.
No, I didn't move it.
So then it's not under the dresser.
That's under the dresser, Your Honor.
How'd you get your head under the dresser to take the picture?
Not my head, my hand with the cell phone.
Okay. Do you have any pictures where I can see the furniture and the rip in the same picture?
No.
This is linoleum?
Yes.
It just looks like wood.
Correct.
Okay. Go on.
I call Ronald. Ronald is the salesperson who I did the paperwork with.
How long after the delivery is this?
Maybe about 20, 25 minutes.
You know why I asked, was your husband there, right? Because what did your husband sign?
He signed a notarized letter because
Okay,
I called him.
What else did he sign? What did her husband sign?
He signed off to receiving the merchandise in good condition.
Okay.
Signed off again.
Okay, so
has
maybe
two
he looked at
signatures
the
and printed out
merchandise
the
and
name.
not this enormous rip that you say is very obvious. So go on. What happens? You call, and what do you say?
And I spoke to Ronald. I said, Ronald, I just noticed 2 rips on my new floor. I want your guys to come back to my home so they can know that I know about the damage that they did to the floor.
Okay.
Because according to, I said, well, maybe they think I won't notice it because it's under the dresser. He said, oh, I have my guys on a delivery right now. I'll call you back. Maybe half an hour passed by, no call from Ronald. My husband then calls Ronald, tells Ronald, what happened with the guys? They were supposed to come back from what my wife said. Ronald said, I'll call you back maybe about 20, 25 minutes after my husband's home. Ronald then calls, asks for us to send him a picture of the damage.
Okay.
Which I did through my cell phone.
Did they ever go to your house and see the rip, yes or no?
No, they did not.
Okay, what's going on? Why wouldn't you guys at least go to the house and see the rip?
Because she had came with a picture indicating that
So that was good enough for you?
Well, a picture to the extent that it was underneath the dresser. In fact, I have several pictures, as well as from the floor to the top to the bottom of the dresser is only 4 inches. So something like that, she's claiming that we caused the hole. I'm on the delivery personally.
You were physically on this delivery?
Yeah, I go on deliveries.
Okay.
You know, there's always a back end to every business.
Hold on.
So even upon delivery, I made sure the guys delivered and set up in perfect condition. And I like to submit my own pictures of the furniture
Okay.
and the leg of the dresser itself.
Okay.
That contains a protective suction
All
cap.
right, now this is a little, it's not a suction cup, it's a protective plastic cap that just goes in there with a little nail or so. And come on up if you're going to talk, though. And then this guards from scratching your floors. So these are pictures of the item in the store,
Right,
though.
that's a picture of the dresser. I'm about 4 feet from it. For me to take that picture, I literally had to lay down on the floor in order to take that picture.
Yeah.
Remember that from the ground to the top of that dresser is 4 inches.
Now,
Is
from
exactly
the ground
that
to
height.
the bottom of the dresser.
Right, to the bottom of the dresser.
In other
It's
words, the length
literally
of the height of the feet is 4 inches.
4 inches, correct. So altogether, her claim that she just only had to bend down to see that hole in the ground is really absurd for me.
Why is that absurd? You saw it.
really,
You can see. I can see a perfect picture of how if somebody
Yeah,
bends
but
down, they can see it. The
bend down,
question is, did your guys do it or didn't they?
No, my guys didn't do it.
How else could this happen?
That's what we're here for, because it didn't happen with my furniture.
Why not?
This, go ahead. Pete.
Go ahead.
It's in a box. It already has the legs on it. There's no assembly to do. We ask the customer, where do you want it? Exactly. She says, right over there. No problem. We take it. We put it exactly right over there. Everything's placed the way the customer
Can I ask you a
wants.
question? If you see that a spot you're putting it in has an enormous rip like that linoleum had, do you say to them, hey, lady, let me, I want you to see this. I don't want there to be any question we didn't do it.
Oh, yeah, but once again, that picture doesn't show anything. It
No,
just shows...
that picture shows something, sweetheart.
No. It shows a rip, but it doesn't show where the dresser is. That could be anywhere inside the room.
You're right. And you've picked up on the fact that that bothered me. But I have to tell you, it stopped bothering me when I realized that you couldn't be bothered to drive over there to see the rip. Because if it's good enough for you that she sent the pictures, why isn't it supposed to be good enough for me that that's in the right spot? You know what I'm saying? So that's your business.
Right.
You're supposed. You really should. Rather than.
We do.
All respects to Miss Gonzalez, of course. I take every customer service.
You can say that all you want. Why didn't you go to her house?
But when she comes into the store claiming that we made the scratch to her floor and then tells me that she'll take the 5-drawer chest, she says, if I don't get the chest, then you'll see me in court. I say, by all means, you will have our day in front of the judge.
Okay. And you felt that that was extortion?
Right. Any which way you put it.
And did you walk in there and say, if you give me the armoire, I'll drop this?
Your Honor, no, I did not say that.
So should this be held against the defendant that he refused to go over to her house and look?
Absolutely.
Why?
He's liable for it. He caused the damages, so he should be
Well,
paid.
you're saying he caused it, but I'm asking you, does it make sense? I mean, should it be held against him that he wouldn't even come over and look 25 minutes later?
No, absolutely not.
Why?
There's a negative inference, but you would have a reasonable expectation that he would, but although he doesn't, it doesn't make him guilty of scratching the floors.
That's a good point. I mean, that's pretty compelling. What do you think?
I mean, once it's already done, so she can't really do anything about it.
So it's her tough luck.
Yeah.
Going inside the courtroom.
This is the way I said it. I'm going to give you some choices. I really would prefer my money to replace the floor because it was just installed 2 days prior to the guys bringing in the bedroom set.
Can I see the proof that it was installed 2 days prior to them bringing in the bedroom set? What did you bring in the bedroom set?
We brought it in the 20th of March.
I also have a picture. I found a picture with a rip in front of the dresser.
Oh, good. Although I have to tell you, it stopped bothering me when they couldn't go over there. Now, you guys are not bringing out furniture, correct? That's in there. The floor gets put in 316 because I'm looking at the receipt. You guys come in 320, okay? So the floor gets put in, and there's no furniture between 316 and 320. And then the only people who are in there doing anything are your guys, who can't be bothered to go back. There it is, the picture I'm looking for. The smaller rip is in front of the dresser, and then she leans down, and there's a bigger one. So here I have floor that's put in 4 days earlier. You guys are coming in to bring in furniture to a place that's pristine. I know it's pristine because you guys don't notice these enormous rips in the linoleum. And then after the furniture is delivered, 20 minutes later, she's calling your store to say, what the heck? And you guys don't even go over there to check it out, but you want me to believe it's pre-existing? Or she ripped it herself? I'm thinking, well, maybe she ripped it herself. But the lady paid $300 for the floor 4 days before you guys delivered it. You know, that makes it hard to be either pre-existing or she ripped it out of spite.
My guys don't need to drag anything. Everything is carried manually. We've been in business 4 years. The guys that we hire aren't off the streets. They're not working for beer money. They have families. 6 days a week they work in order to provide for their family. Now, her claim that her husband wasn't even there.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Just
of course,
really
her husband's there. Her husband signed that. I'm not buying that.
Now,
but I'm also not buying that everyone who works for you is infallible. I'm not buying that anymore. That I'm buying that her husband wasn't there.
Whether infallible or not, that's nor here or there. When you're spending $1,800 compared to your $300 floor, $1,800 on your bedroom set, trust me, if you're gonna print once, sign your name twice, you're gonna go through that furniture like you would go through a brand new car.
I'm sure he went through the furniture.
Inexpensive
By the way, was there
furniture.
something wrong with the furniture?
It was full of rat droppings.
Rat droppings?
Yes.
It was full of rat droppings. You never even said
Yes.
that before. Where were the rat droppings?
In our house.
Inside the drawer. No, Your Honor, I live in one of the new construction homes, which is only like 6 years old.
You don't even know because you didn't have the courtesy to even show up there.
We were both on the delivery, Your
Ah,
Honor.
whatever. Okay, you've had a lot of time between then and now to show up there. Oh, yeah, that's a rat dropping. That I can tell. I suppose that could happen in the boxes,
It
right?
does get shipped from China, so
Yeah, you
not
don't know
like...
what. Yeah, you don't know. All right, whatever. I'm sure the rat droppings cleaned up, but there were no scratches on the furniture. The furniture
No,
was otherwise
the furniture
pristine.
was
All right,
fine.
folks, we're done. I find that it's more likely than not that this got damaged during the delivery process, and I find in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $450. That's my judgment.
The judge finds that the rip in the linoleum was indeed the fault of the furniture movers. Step in here. What's your feeling coming out hearing that?
Yes, the honor just felt, that that little hole should be repaid back.
Listen, if you had to do it again, would you go back there and eyeball that thing yourself, which you didn't do?
No, for her to claim that she would want to take a chest from us, in other words, if we would have gave her a chest, she would have never furthered her actions in suing us. Trust me, I'm not going to go back. So regardless, if I was to go back, I'd still be here today.
So you don't regret anything about the way you handled anything?
No, not whatsoever.
All right. Okay, right down this way. All right, so come on in here. You're on the winning end of this verdict from the judge. What's your reaction coming out into the hallway here?
Yeah, I'm glad she saw it my way because there's no way that I could have done that damage myself.
Well, why didn't you notice it before those guys left?
Like I said, just had oral surgery 2 days prior to that,
And your eyes weren't working very well after the oral surgery, huh? Harvey?
Even though the plaintiff won, it's so important to know that before you let workmen leave your house, you should fully inspect around what they do. The longer you wait, even if it's a few minutes, the harder it's going to be for you to prove that they did the deed. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.